All right, hey, good evening. I just hadn't done a stock video in a long time on investing, and I know experts don't take my advice, but I found a really interesting stock, Big Sky Industrial Incorporated. I started investing about 2 years ago, and what I mean by that is, $5 here, $2 there. What made me do it was I got out of stocks early, and a lot of the ones I picked went on up. And so I decided to get back in, since sometimes I can pick them good. I just don't stay in long enough to earn anything. And I'm going to try to make this video quick. I don't have a script. I mean, I thought of posting about it a while back ago and on, but I just wanted to go ahead and do it. I was in Ricey stock. That's the Rolls-Royce other stock with airplane engines and things. And I knew it was going to go up, but it went up just a little bit, $2, $3, $4, and I sold out. But made a little money, broke even a couple of times, and things got out too early or broke even. And some things I stayed in and got it. Sorry, I'm making this a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I found one that made me feel that way. And it was US Energy Corps, and they changed the name a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and they changed it to Big Sky Industrial Incorporated. I'm not recommending them to you. I just wanted to let you know about them so you can look into it. But it is Big Sky Industrial Incorporated, capital BSIN is a trading sticker. And like I said, I've been outside. It's hot outside, and I mowed some grass. It needed it bad. And I came into the cool, and now I'm talking to you. I'm 2 minutes into this video, and my point is I just wanted to make that interesting. Now I'll tell you a little bit more about why I like them, and I'm looking at them. They were around $1.10. They're $1.10 now, closing at $1.10. This is, I believe, the second time that they closed out above $1.09. For a while they're staying at $1.09. Then they broke out away from it, came back down, and then they broke out away from it again a little bit today. Today is July 2nd here in Mississippi, 5:33 p.m. and they closed at $1.10. And it looks like their after hours right now is $1.12. And so I'm gonna try to be coherent. I know I'll go here and there, but I'm gonna try to stay on the line. So I was looking to get back into things, like not play stuff, like not crypto or stuff I'm hoping to get in on, or it's hoping it's going somewhere, and they don't put much money at all into it. This one I figure I'm going to invest over time, put a little in, and at $200 I want to stop. So I stopped at 200, and then I kind of put a little extra here and there, and I'm watching them. They had the name change right when I was about 200, and so looks like they've stopped doing their dilution, where they're trying to raise money for their transition. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Now, the owners of them, if they see this video, they'll be like, God, what's he doing? He's murdering us. That's not the case. All I'm doing is taking I'm not trying to murder them or put words in their mouth or anything like that. I'm just saying what my perspective is. And so before I got into stocks, it might have been over 10 years ago, 2013, 14, 12, something like that. I played them penny stocks, and that's where you gamble. I say gamble, but you throw you throw $10 in something and just see what it does. It was like the pink charts, whatever they call it. And so you'd watch pump and dumps go, and you knew you'd buy stocks at 0.002 or 1 cent, and you see it go to 3 cents or something, and people were day trading. $1,000 goes to 1 cent to 2 cents. They dump it and they pump it back up. And they would do things, shell companies and they would do things like, we're transitioning into shipment containers now, or we're transitioning into this, and they do it 5 or 6 times, and they'd pump and dump on the exciting news. So when they put out news, and they'd do that. So mainly it was watching. I wasn't gambling money or anything. It was just watching and learning stocks. Anyway, long story short. So when I got into stocks, like above $1 stocks, I started taking what I learned into that, and so anyway, I made some good choices. But like I said, I broke even or nothing. I didn't have tens of thousands of dollars to invest. I mean, I'm investing to hoping to get that. So if I had that, I would pay bills and then throw $20 in stocks. That's how I'm doing it. But you may do more money than that. So I'm looking for something like RICE, where I could, if I stayed in, I could have done something. When I say RICE, a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. So I found this US Energy Corps that's really old. It's an oil company, and it's trading $400, $300. And then, like most oil places in 2014, they just tanked. And not because of something they did, but just because oil is volatile. What that means is oil goes down. There's a war in Iran, oil's up. There's a bad news, oil spills in the ocean, Democrats are in office, it's windmills, so it's volatile. Or heat waves, 4th of July, a lot of traveling, all that good stuff. But so they had, oil companies would have ups and downs, but then it just went down in 2014. And I was always curious. I wouldn't mind investing in a company. This is the back of my head. This is not after RICE and that. I was like, I'd always like to invest in a company when it's down like $5 or 10 and it goes right back up to 400, I mean, that's fictional thinking. So I'm not trying to apply that to what I'm telling you now. I'm just telling you what first caught my interest in looking at oil companies. And so I'm gonna shut that door for noise gets in. So that's why I was looking at them, was just, because I was just looking. And then I started looking. And then that's why I was looking at them. So then I just started reading into what they did and everything, and I saw their history. And then I saw what they were doing. They go all the way back to prior to 2014, and then they went so long from 14 up until 2020s, up at a stock really low, still trying to do what they were doing. And then they're thinking, well, let's get into helium and transition and all that. So that's what they're doing. They're doing I think it's carbon capture and helium, and still doing oil. So there's 3 things they're doing. You can check out Big Sky Industrial Incorporated, and you can go to their website to research them. Don't do anything till you look into them, look into their past, and everything. And so I put a little money in, and then they went up to like $2, something like that. And I was like, okay. So I feel like I made a good choice, because they even went up to $2. And so now I proved myself right. I was like, oh, okay, I still can pick a good one, So, but I'm just hanging in there. So now I went to $200, and then I'm still thinking. And so now they're closing above $1.09. They're back in the game. And one of the things I do want to tell you is that if you do look into them, you'll see whether they're doing the transition, and they're trying to make money to help with their transition. So they did dilute the stock and took money in. And I don't know that part of it, but I do know, I was like, wait, and I hate to use this pump and dump term, but it makes your, hair stand back on the back, on your neck. You're like, hold on just a second, let's look at it. And, but it seems like phase 1, they have the money for phase 1 now. And from an interview I watched, it was put out 2 weeks ago. They're not planning on doing any more diluting until not putting on any dilution. I say until, but they didn't say anything else. Until they already have the money to get everything up and running. And I say until because what I understand is they're going to use the money they earn to do any more upgrading or expanding or anything. So far as I know, they don't plan on diluting anymore, from what I've listened to and everything. So that was one of my, kind of kept me from doing a video. They had they put out a call meeting, a live video thing where you can ask questions, but I had to work, so I couldn't ask any questions. But that was one of my questions, was going to be if they're going to dilute anymore. I'd probably still hang in there, because them having a good record in the back and wanting to raise money after being down from 2014, you know, I figured, you know, they'd have to raise money, but they have a good history, so I believe they were doing the right thing. But for me to do a video on it, I just wanted to, you know, see if that was still the case. But even if it was, you know, me putting $200 in something, I mean, it wouldn't be something I'd do when I was playing those penny stocks with shell, you know, seeing the shell companies and not knowing if they're really shells, but you suspect it, you know. And you read stuff on the penny stocks and what they do. But hold on, I wasn't knowingly investing in shell companies, is what I'm saying. I was learning stocks and then reading about it, and they were saying that's what those companies did. And so then coming out of playing that and learning about it, and when I say playing, I mean just using pennies, you know, because I didn't want to invest my house in it, or a car, or sell something and do something crazy. It was just more or less learning and things. And so then I'd read a news article about that company and that, then you'd learn that stuff. So so it's not something that I did purposely. Does that make sense? So anyway, taking what I learned, I'm seeing this company, you know, and it looks pretty good. Let me put it this way, like when hard times hit and the stock market crashes, you would weigh on what you'd take money out of. This is one of the things I wouldn't take money out of. One, I don't have much in it right now, but if it went up and I had $1 million in it, I might take a little out and pay bills, because that's how I am. But it'd be one of those things I wouldn't. I'd have to think to take out in drastic measures, because it's one of those stocks that looks like it's going to be worth something. The business has purpose, it has meaning, it has good intentions, and things like that. It's not like I hate to put this in the same category, but the SpaceX news is going around how they're losing so much money and they're into AI. But on my end, I get AI with, you know, you make a horse and it's got 5 legs. You make a person and you get 6 fingers, you know. So there's no real world purpose to it. You know, you can ask it questions and it's like a calculator. It comes up and arranges sentences and stuff. But you know what? Arranging good sentences is not the same thing as. Anyway, so I would probably take my money out of SpaceX before I'd take money out of Big Sky Industrial. And that's not a pump or anything. That's just me saying that what they're doing looks purposeful. XRP, I have a little money XRP. Maybe Bitcoin, I'd question taking it out. And maybe XRP, gold, things like that. I say XRP, nobody may know what that is, but supposedly that's a coin that helps transfer money from bank to bank in seconds, you know. I say supposedly because I don't have something in front of me to read, but that's one of the purposes for it. Or Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin you can send places right away and get stuff back, and it's got a finite amount like gold, so it has some kind of value. Oh, I'm rambling, I know, but I just want y'all to look into the BSIN, and its earlier ticker was USEG, but it's BSIN, and I had no script in front of me and I rambled, but some of you that maybe remember other videos, and we picked Ricey together and maybe like, hey, I'll check that out. So you know, if it goes to $2, say Kelly was right, yay. But if it if it tanks, don't blame me. But I think it should do okay. It may take a little while. I thought it would go up. In the last 3 weeks, I really thought it would like go up to $2 or $3 for sure. And it hadn't, but what it has done, it has broken $1.09, and so it's back up there. So if you look from 2024, late 2024 when I got in till now, you see the couple of times it shot up to $2. But I really was thinking it'd go back up there and stay there and maybe go 3. I was telling my wife, I'm gonna be honest, I told my wife that it would go to $2 to $3 for sure. And right about 3 weeks ago, I told her that. And then I said, I'm hoping it goes to 12. I'm hoping it goes to $12. I said it could reach $12, but that's that little gut thing inside you, and I haven't got one of those with stocks before, but like this in a while, I guess is what I'm saying. And what I plan on, what I want to do though, is I want to stick with it though. When it does go to $2 or $3, I don't want to sell. But you know, when you're blue collar, lots of times you can get an early Christmas present, or buy silver. I like silver, so I have a coin I'm trying to get, the 1921D Walking Liberty coin. So that may eat me up, and I may have to try to get it. But anyway, long story short, I don't think it's going to get any shorter. It's BSIN, and I'm not telling you that it's going to get to that $2 tomorrow or $6. Obviously, it ain't getting to where I told my wife it ain't got there, unless it does tomorrow. Today's Thursday, but and I don't even know if it may be closed tomorrow because it's July 4th weekend. But it did get up above $1.09. It is kicking, and it closed out today at $1.10. It did that again a week and a half ago or so. It closed out above $1.09, and so that did look promising. There's a lot of oils in here. It's not scripted. What else can I say? Just you know, and I'm not saying it's exactly the same thing as ricey or anything like that. What I'm saying is something that had that feeling of assuredness to me. And when I saw ricey, it's a military thing. It had some, I believe it was with the government, and so the government wasn't gonna let it fail or something. But you know, eventually a war would come and that would pick it up. But that wasn't the reason why. It had a purpose, you know. And so that's what I'm thinking this is. You know, it's not military or anything, but they do get they will have carbon capture. They do have I believe they will get some money from the government for that, and they do have already, for one of their helium wells they're doing that'll be open in 2027. They already have a company that is going to buy it, so that's good. That's one of the reasons why I thought it was going to go ahead and jump up. And then they're doing oil, so they'll have the money they're already doing with oil, and then they'll have the money for carbon capture. The government will give them incentives on that, and then they'll have helium, and they already got somebody buying the helium. So and they have enough money for the first phase in 2027, and then they plan on using the money they earn from the first phase when they get things running to expand, if that's what comes their way. Like I said, I'm not putting, that's just what I saw in a video, in a interview, so I don't want to put no words in their mouth. I haven't seen too many fan videos of them, so this may be one in a few. So if they do say something, they may be correcting me and stuff. And some of you may already know about them and know information, so no gimmick here. Just put it in the comments so I can learn, because this is one of those companies I'm learning about, and I like to check in on, see what they're doing, because I started investing them 2 years ago. And like I said, I'm not selling the car. I'm not putting a whole check in it or anything. Just $5 here, $10 there until it got to 200 shares, and then I'm just trying to assess it. Was trying to assess it and see if I'm going to put any more in there. Then I put a few more dollars in, and so that's all. I'm not, you don't even have to invest in it. Just look into it. Big Sky Industrial Incorporated, and it is used to be US Energy Corps. And of course there's other stocks out there that are interesting. This is just one I came up on, and you may see other things, and that's fine, and you may not even made it this far in the video, and I probably won't even edit this. I'll put more information in time down below. This is just going to be a quick upload, and then I'll add more information. If you want to see more, if you want to say, hey Kelly, what else you got, script something out so we can learn more, let me know. If you know more, you can, I don't know if my email's on here. It's kellytippett421@gmail.com. You can message me and say, hey, here's some more information on, check it out, bad or good, just let me know. I've seen stuff that makes me go, hold on a second, but the good outweighed the bad. So if you got something else, let me know. Anyway, thanks for listening if you made it this far, and then have a good day, and I'll come back with more information, something a little more coherent. And I've taken 20 minutes of your time, but if you got 3 minutes into it, learn the ticker and already checking it out, that's good. All right, thank you. Bye.